All right, let's dive into something truly fascinating today. We're going to explore a description of the universe's creation that is, I promise you, unlike anything you've probably ever heard.
So let me ask you this. What if the secrets to the physics of creation weren't discovered in a lab, but were actually written down in ancient hymns thousands of years ago? And what if that story wasn't about a Big Bang, but about a cosmic dance?
Because that's what we're looking at today. We're decoding a Vedic text that lays out a kind of cosmic blueprint. It suggests the universe wasn't born in one single violent explosion, but is instead being continuously woven together through this incredible symphony of primal forces.
Now, according to this ancient model, everything, and I mean everything in the universe is built from just two fundamental substances. It's time to meet the stars of our show.
And their names are Agni and Soma. These two are described as the absolute building blocks of all reality. They are total opposites, but at the same time, they perfectly complete each other. So, let's break this down. On one hand, you have Agni. Think of Agni as the active principle. It's all about energy, dynamism, light, heat, electricity. Then, on the other hand, you have Soma. Soma is the passive principle. It's subtle, it's cool, it's slow-moving, and it's described as having this kind of invisible glow. So you've got pure action, and you've got pure substance.
Okay, and this is where it gets really mind-blowing. The scientific commentary on this text draws a direct parallel to modern physics. It equates Agni with positively charged particles, like the nucleus of an atom. And Soma? It's equated with negatively charged particles, like electrons.
And get this, there's another layer to it. The text actually personifies these forces, but maybe not in the way you'd expect. Agni, the fiery, active, energetic particle, is described as the female principle, Yosha, and Soma, the cool, passive substance, is seen as the male principle, Vrisha. Absolutely fascinating.
So you've got these two fundamental forces just existing, but they don't just smash into each other on their own. Just like dancers waiting for the music to start, they need something to kick things off, a catalyst, to get this whole cosmic dance started.
And that first push comes from a force called Savita, which translates to the impeller. You can think of it as pure intention, or what the text calls mind, or even Prana, the cosmic life force. Savita is that initial spark that basically says, all right, let's do this, it's time to create. Now, once Savita gets the ball rolling, another force has to jump in. This one's called Brihaspati, or the binder. Its job is to strengthen that initial interaction, to make sure that when Agni and Soma finally come together, their union is powerful, stable, and can grow.
And this union, this coming together, this is the real heart of the creation story. And trust me, it's not a simple, straightforward event. It's a complex symphony full of its own drama, its own challenges, and its own beautiful resolutions.
You can really think of this process as unfolding in 4 acts. First, there's a huge challenge to the union itself. This forces Agni to deploy a powerful countermeasure. But that action creates a whole new problem, the risk of utter chaos, which has to be resolved to finally achieve cosmic harmony.
So as Soma, our electron, starts moving towards Agni, our nucleus, it's not an easy journey. The path isn't clear. The text describes these asura elements, which are basically destructive, chaotic forces that pop up and try to tear the whole thing apart before it can even begin.
But Agni isn't just a passive target here. Oh no, this is where its active nature really shines. It fights back. It emits its own intense, subtle waves to completely neutralize those disruptive forces, clearing a path and actively pulling Soma in closer. But here's the twist. The sheer power of this creation process creates a brand new danger. The energy is so immense that the text warns it could become unstable. It talks about a risk of great upheaval, a danger that the whole process could spiral out of control and rip the universe apart.
So how do you manage that kind of raw power? Well, the solution, according to the text, comes from 4 specific stabilizing forces, these him rays. Think of them as harmonic frequencies that are generated to calm the whole process down, to pacify the chaos, and to make sure the union is stable and constructive.
So the union is now stable. The dance is happening. But the work isn't over yet. We need 2 final cosmic players to step in and forge this raw energy into the structured, ordered matter that we see all around us.
First up is Vishnu, and Vishnu's role is the gatekeeper.
And this job is so specific and so incredibly important. See, Soma is described as having this protective outer layer, or a sheath. Vishnu's job is to get through that sheath so that energy can finally flow.
The best way to think about it is this. If Soma, our electron, is a locked house, Vishnu is the key. It's the only thing that can unlock the door and allow energy to be absorbed and emitted. Without Vishnu, there's no energy transfer, no light, no radiation, no interaction. The universe just stays dark and silent.
And that brings us to our grand finale, a force called Varuna, the enveloper. If all the other forces built the individual parts, Varuna is the master architect who puts the whole thing together, giving final, stable form to everything.
Varuna's job description is huge. It envelops all the particles, binding them into the stable forms we know as matter. It establishes the final cosmic order. But it also does something absolutely crucial. It creates the repulsive force that keeps atoms from just collapsing into each other. Without Varuna, there's no structure, just chaos.
So let's just take a breath and think about what this ancient blueprint is showing us. This isn't a universe of random chance or a chaotic accident. This is a vision of the cosmos as a deeply ordered, incredibly dynamic, and intelligent process.
We've literally followed the entire creation story. We started with the basic duality of Agni and Soma. We saw them ignited by Savita and bound by Brihaspati. We watched them navigate the cosmic symphony of challenges and chaos, and finally, we saw them shaped into a stable universe by Vishnu and Varuna.
It really leaves you with a pretty powerful thought. Whether you see all of this as a beautiful metaphor or as a forgotten science, it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other incredible blueprints of our universe are out there, hidden away in ancient stories, just waiting for us to rediscover them?